what time it is. You know what we're doing and how it's going, and you are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. This is Spitface, and I'm here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Antoinette Cheryl Smith, and the Shimmy Shake Girls, and we got some people who are going to be on the panel today. They sneaking in, they're trying to, come in and dip and dodge and, and do all of that. But but somehow or another we gonna have them on, and that's just the way it's gonna be. That's just the way it's gonna be. But we'll check in on that panel in just a moment. But we don't do nothing before we get our morning giggle on. That's right. We got the Bras, Panties, and Sports old school. Sometimes a little bit of the new school morning giggle. Let's check it out.
Good to see black people in the audience, too. That's not... Because it's bright. I mean, I'm kidding. What, all of a sudden you're sensitive black people all of a sudden? Whoa. I grew up around black people. You don't scare me. I grew up around Jamaicans, man. Jamaicans are hard people to grow up around. Any Jamaicans here tonight? They're like the most passive Jamaicans ever. They're like, Bobo lick shot. I, man, a brethren is a Jamaican. They're the quietest Jamaicans in the world. Jamaicans are hard people to grow up around. You know why? Because when I was growing up around Jamaicans, you hang around Jamaican people long enough, you feel the need to want to be Jamaican. They just look so cool. Everything about them is cool. When I was a kid, I was like, I wanted to be Jamaican so bad. I started dressing like a Jamaican. I started wearing a little red, yellow, and green belt. And I started talking like a Jamaican. I started listening to reggae music. I started having kids I didn't know about. I did everything that I possibly could. But you know what the shitty thing is? A Jamaican will never act like you. You're never going to see a Jamaican guy that grew up from a bunch of Indian guys walking around going, hey, baby, whopping. Not going to happen, Felt bad for my dad because he tried fitting in with my Jamaican friends when I was growing up. You don't ever want a man from India trying to speak like a Jamaican at any point during his life. My friends would be in the living room, my dad walking, okay, come on, Marlon, move your bumbo clot and go home. My dad thought punani was a tropical fruit. It is, if you think about it. For the older white folks that look confused right now, punani is the Jamaican word for a woman's... You know what I'm saying? For her pum-pum. My dad thought it was a tropical fruit. One time when I was a kid, I was sick, and I was messing around with my dad. He came here and goes, oh, my God, son, you're sick. What can I get you? I go, Dad, I love punani. My dad went to the Jamaican store. Hey, lady, where's your punani? My son is at home sick. He needs punani right now. Give me two. Is it right? Let me feed it. No teeth.
All right, y'all. That was the giggle to get for this morning. And, that giggle was pretty good. First Lady, how did you like that, like the giggle for this morning? And I don't know, it seems like we may be having a little difficulty with the... And,
hey, did you hear me? I was laughing a lot with that giggle.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I got it first. It seems like we got a little technical difficulty going on, so we may have to have them technicians check us out. And let's see if we still having some issues with our guests. panelists. We got CJ. Is you there, CJ?
Yes, I'm here.
We got CJ. First Lady. Shimmy Shake Girl.
Good
We got
morning.
CJ. Hey,
Good morning.
CJ.
How are you?
Y'all. And first, I am just so excited to have the two finest women in sports radio in the same place. I'm drooling. I'm gonna have to tie my hands up to make sure they don't go to places that I'm gonna get slapped on the air.
We'll get slapped, you know that. But you like
Can you hear me, Spitface?
We hear you, First Lady. We gonna make it
great.
work some kind of way. I don't know how, I don't know why, but we gonna get you in, right? And then we gonna. That's right. I'm calling Donald Trump because obviously the Russian hackers is trying to mess with us again. And you know we can't tolerate this situation. I think okay, right. We supposed to be doing sports today. All right, First Lady, we ready. I'm sorry, y'all. CJ, with your fine self, where you at?
I'm right here.
No, where you at, girl?
Oh, Chicago.
And CJ, you affiliated with a company, something, ain't you? Could you say it? You wait.
Hey, I was just here. I didn't know what I was going to say. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm here in Chicago. It's cold as I don't know what today.
Got that. CJ is with the Sabori group, the Saber group. I don't know who you with, girl.
Oh, Sabor group.
With the Sabor.
Yeah,
All right, so we got CJ out of Chicago with the Sabor group. But first, we got to move on. What you say?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Chicago Bears wish they could fly far, far away from a disastrous season and into the Super Bowl like the Patriots or Falcons. Alas, Chicago fans, the Bears were woeful, and your record says who you are, but we ask, does hope spring internal, a.k.a. the NFL draft? Fox and company coached the Senior Bowl and got a good sneak peek at the top prospects. Plus, they saw how they handle NFL-style coaching. Will the Bears fly away from a woeful season and come out of hibernation with a couple of rookies a la the Dallas Cowboys and make a run to victory in 2017? Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, Mike Ditka, George Halas, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? First of all, producers, I just have to say this. Why are we talking about the Chicago Bears and doing Super Bowl weekend?
Because they're losers.
Their names, it's not synonymous with winning. So I don't know how to say we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears. But since that's what we got to do, I'll go ahead and talk about the Chicago Bears. I mean, yes, the draft is the quickest way to bounce back from a dreadful season. Yeah, I like how the Cowboys did it, but we're talking about the Bears organization. We're not talking about the Cowboys. But, yes, there is advantage to coaching in the Senior Bowl. Now, the Bears, they have the number 3 pick, and I believe they have several other picks within this draft. because they've been, stockpiling draft picks. Now, they had a successful draft pick last year because, they drafted Howard, their running back. But they have not always been very successful with their draft. So the couple of things that they need to do, they need to talk about their quarterback. Now, I'm not sure if there's a sure starter in the draft for a quarterback, which I don't think there is at the number 3 pick. So they may want to decide that on a trade with the quarterback. But they definitely need to get some more secondary help because Kyle Fuller, he was out the entire season with injury, and we're not sure if he's going to be the same person he was. And they need some wide receivers help, especially because all their wide receivers are going to be free agents. Alshon Jeffrey, we're not sure if he's coming back. He says he wants to come back to the Bears, but, they need to get some receivers because they could be without receivers. So they definitely need to pick some receivers in the draft. And they need to build that offensive line. That's the other major thing that they need to do. I mean, that's what the Cowboys did. They were able to build up their offensive line in the draft, and we know how great they are and how well they protect their quarterbacks. But, the draft is very deep with quality players. So the Bears, they should be able to pick up several players to fill necessary spots for them. And I don't know if they can turn their season around like how the Cowboys did. Hopefully for Chicago fans, they're wishing that. I don't know. It seems like this organization is just used to messing things up. But the first thing they need to do is get rid of you-know-who. Get rid of Cutler, and maybe things will turn around for them.
Now, why are you going to get rid of Cutler?
Well, all right.
He just had a baby.
He just had a baby? Oh.
Yeah,
so,
you will make him unemployed.
Well, he still need to be, they need to get rid of him. I don't care if he had twins or whatever. He's still not a good quarterback for the Bears.
That's the why he's still there, I think. That's the only reason why he's still there. His time has been gone.
Uh-huh. So, Spitface, what you saying?
Now, first off, First Lady, I am offended that see, I have to take up for the producers because they taking me to lunch later on today. Why not talk about the Chicago Bears? Everybody talking about Tom Terrific and the Brady Bunch, Matty Ice, all that. I stopped listening to Super Bowl stuff 36 hours before the game because by that time I have heard every angle of the game. So at that point, I am watching old black and white movies. Just so that I know there will be no mention of the Super Bowl until the kickoff. And when you have had a team as woeful as the Bears, hell, whatever side you can get. We got to get the love. We got to get as much love as we can get here. But I will say one thing is that hey, watch out, y'all. John Fox, a sly, slicky, Willie dude. He done went to that Senior Bowl. He done did his evac. They was all grins and stuff there. They was like, yeah, we picking. Like that was a good spot for them to be in. And they got that young boy as the GM. He looked, things like he got to make a decision. He got to get something. He's going to have to poop or get off the pot. That's just how it can go. And, and I'm sitting now, I have to talk to you two ladies. Just a little side note. Now, if you go come on the set with them side splits, Warner brother. That's all. Just Warner brother, But at the for the First Lady, back to you.
Well, there's nothing more to say. I don't want to really say too much more about Chicago Bears anyway. But much respect to the producer. So anyway, I'm going to swing it right back to you, Spitface, so we can move right on.
Well, CJ, what would you like to say on this subject?
I thought CJ already talked. I apologize. Go ahead, CJ.
I did. Go ahead. What you saying, Spitface? What's going on?
I think CJ had already spoken.
I'm going to knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my ears and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go. Boom. Boom. Explosion, overpowered over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm going to knock you out. Mama say knock you out. We are not. Did I say we are not talking about Super Bowl 20, Bears versus Patriots, Super Bowl 27, Dallas versus the Bills, or Super Bowl 24, 49ers versus Broncos. We are talking about the knockout punch the Cleveland Cavaliers probably landed on the New York. I hired the wrong guy, Knicks, by the time you hear this broadcast. At this point, it really don't. It really doesn't matter. Phil Jackson played great mind games with the best players on the planet to win the rings, but now he has shown the voodoo doesn't work from the front office. Is it time for the New York Knickerbockers to make a management change? To President Donald Trump impose a Knick ban until the team is great again? Has Phil Jackson tarnished his overall legacy and potentially thrown shade on his coaching legacy? Michael Jordan, Shaq Daddy, and the Mamba asking, what you saying? First Lady CJ, I'm looking at the situation, and the more and more that I look at the situation, the more I look at it, and I go, President Donald Trump could do us a favor by imposing a Knick ban. And this is the thing, and we look. I do not want the President of the United States to fail because I got to live in this country. Now, look, he can go down, but I ain't going down with him. I'll put it like that. Look, I will jump off that ship. but look, man, don't be getting us like that. But look, we trying to give you a little, I'm trying to, me and the old school, we done talked this over here. Now, President Trump, see, you put in that Knick ban. Shoot, folks are gonna rally. They might start sending sympathy packages to New York again. Because whoa, I'm looking at Phil Jackson. I'm going, Phil, your coaching legacy starting to look suspect. I mean, you got handed the greatest players in the last 30 years to work with. So before. Because I still kind of think that boy down in San Antonio is a better coach. But, First Lady, what you saying?
Well, Spitface, CJ, I'm a New York Knicks fan. I don't hide that I'm a Knicks fan. But I just don't see James Dolan making any change and getting rid of Phil Jackson anytime soon. And the only thing as a Knicks fan you can hope for is that Phil opts out at the end of this year because he has an option to leave in 2017. Now, it was looking real good until he and Jeannie Buss broke up. He and Jeannie Buss were, they were lovers, partners, whatever you want to know. I thought he was going to go back to L.A. and help Jeannie run the Lakers. They split, so now all I can say is that was the last hope for New York Knicks fans to get rid of Phil Jackson because it doesn't seem like he's going to opt out. And if that means that, he'll be here till 2019. And what's so funny and interesting about it if Carmelo continues to refuse to waive his no-trade clause and he accepts his player option in 2018-2019 season, heck, he and Phil, they can ride out of New York the same time. That is funny to me. That's real funny. But, you know, the Knicks, what can I say about the Knicks? They have been in disarray for years now. The only time I think they had a winning season was that one year where they won 50 games with Mike Woodson. And Phil, yeah, his legacy, I don't think his legacy as a coach will be tarnished because everybody knows if Phil coached this team, they probably would be better. That's, to me, what he really needs to do. He needs to come down from that high chair and coach the Knicks, and he will see that this team could be better than what they are. But, you know, everybody knows he's not a good GM. I mean, Phil hasn't done anything, really, as the GM. The only thing he did, he listened to his top aide, Clarence Gaines, and drafted Kristaps Porzingis, and he drafted some other young Europeans. But that was it. That's all Phil has done. And I'm not going to say the Derrick Rose trade was a bad trade. I mean, they really didn't give up that much for Derrick Rose. But given Noah $72 million, I mean, this man stays injured. How can you give him $72 million for, what, 3-4 years? Oh, my gosh. So we in trouble.
He played Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, he is a former Chicago Bulls, and I know he was great. He was good in Chicago, but he hasn't been good in.
He didn't do a thing.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing a thing in New York either, and making $72 million. Jesus, I mean, but anyway. Yeah, and
all
okay,
right.
But
well, CJ, how do you feel on this subject?
I have to admit that Jackson is a coach. He's not a GM. He's not good at being in the suit, I don't believe. I believe he's better on the wood. And he can't do both. He can't stay responsible to both positions. And he's in a hard place. That's the reason why Rose got traded, I think, because he's not going to do anything. He knew he wasn't going to do anything because he didn't do anything in Chicago. He had a brilliant chance, but he stayed hurt all the time. Something is always wrong with him. But he's making, as you said, $72 million. And he should be accountable for it. I, too, was a Knicks fan once upon a time.
Once upon a time. You still not a Knicks fan?
This sounds like true confession time. Uh-oh.
I was.
Don't be ashamed.
I'm not ashamed. That's the reason I had to tell you. You're not alone.
Okay.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
But the problem is the management just needs to take a good look at who's coaching and who's actually managing. Those are two different positions. And they really can't mix because one is loyal to the green and the other one is loyal to the hearts of the fans, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's a good opinion.
All right, we heard from CJ on that, but I do want to throw in this other thing. Pat Riley did it.
Yeah.
Like I say, that coaching legacy looking a little Pat Riley did it.
Yeah, well, he struggled though earlier, but he struggled earlier. But anyway, you're right.
He did it. First lady, please take us to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the NFL games are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLshop.com. Now, your hint is not so super. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Sir Preme on the first part of shout-out. Stay tuned. We'll see you in a few.
Flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. And the panel is looking fine as can be today. And I'm still trying to figure out where the first lady got them shoes from. I've been trying to steal the shoes. I'll go to bed with them shoes. But first lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Sir Preme.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we have Sir Preme with his album, Supreme Being. All right, we're going to hear this track, but I have to put a disclaimer. It's warning, warning. The lyrics are for mature listeners. All right, DJ, let's hear For the Honeys.
Let me sing for you, baby. I know I'm in mistakes, I won't do it twice. They say I'm a dog, I won't prove them right. The way you want it back, I want it all night. Want it all night, I want it all night. I'm loving your shake, give me slow wine. Keep doing your thing, be on your time. I won't never leave till you're mine. Till you're mine, till you're mine. I just want to touch your body and give you my love that can stop me. That pussy so good that it changed me. And that ass so fat it's like you crazy. I don't care what they say, it won't break me. And you always be my girl, you're my baby. And I give you good love and never lazy. Never lazy, never lazy. I always keep it real, never shady. And you always be my girl, that's what made me. And you promise me you'll never change me. Never change me, never change me. They want for my honey and two for the money, whoa. Where my honey's at, for my honey and two for the money, whoa. Where my honey's at, oh, that I want, yeah. Move your body, wind your body, don't hurt nobody, body. You can have whatever you like, cause I want you here for the rest of my life. Like without you I can't imagine, and I know you don't wanna keep bragging. And I'm done with my past, I'm done playing games, and I'm trying to change your name to my name. And if I ever lose it, then I'm to blame. And I'm to blame, I'm to blame. You gave me your heart and I did the same. It will always be us, baby, for the fame. Baby, for the fame, baby, for the fame. They want for my honey and two for the money, whoa. Where my honey's at, for my honey and two for the money, whoa. Where my honey's at, oh, that I want, yeah. Move your body, wind your body, don't hurt nobody, They want for my honey and two for the money, whoa. They want for my honey and two for the money. They want for my honey and two for the money, oh. They want for my honey and two for the money. Where my honey's at, want for my honey and two for the money, whoa. Oh, that I want, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's Sir Preme.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the panel to see what they thought about the song. All right, CJ. I wasn't too explicit. What did you think about?
That was pretty much what I thought. I thought that I've listened to some more of his music, but that what I liked.
Very good, huh? You like it. Okay, so
you're going
to give the track a shout out.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shout out. I'm not going to give it a mute. I'm impressed. That was different.
All right. Okay, excellent. All right, Spitface.
I was listening to the track, and I was catching some of the lyrics and stuff, and I just got to say, you old thug, trying to be a smooth thug. Now I got a funny feeling Sir Preme grew up in the suburbs, trying to be a hard guy, like he hard or something, but now he done got smoothed out. Look, you little slick, little wicked thing. Baby, lady, I'm going to tell you, all he wants is the panties. That's all he trying to get to is to those panties. But I'm going to give him a shout out.
All right, Spitface. Well, I'm going to shout out, too, because, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I don't know what we were expecting. I guess I was expecting some hardcore rapping because they said warning, warning, warning. But no, I liked it. Definitely for the honeys. You know how to get to a woman's heart.
Well, you had a couple of little words in there that, were there.
They were there. Okay, all right. So, well, we're definitely going to hear more from Sir Preme on part 2 of Shout Out.
Mhm.
It's time. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Hmm.
They call him Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
All right. It is time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. For the first time in NFL history, the teams that played in the previous Super Bowl did not make the playoffs. See, Vice Lady, the producers did put something in about the Super Bowl. Which team has a better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl next season? We asked the panel to defend. The Panthers have the QB. They have the better chance. All right. Okay. Panel, we will defend. Now, obviously, the Broncos got a mean defense, but that mean defense did not get them in the playoffs either. Now, the Panthers had a total breakdown on both sides of the ball. Ron Rivera having the eyeball, Cam I am, green eggs and ham, all side-eyed, having to sit up there and go player. You can't show up with a tie. Come on. Now, but here is the thing. No matter how good your defense is, unless they the 85 Bears, unless you're the 85 Bears, you need a team. You need a quarterback. You need a quarterback. And whatever Denver doing with their quarterback, hey, he's still trying to learn and grow. They better hope that they get Tony Romo and that he can play more than 4 games. Otherwise, they'll be still scratching and scrapping. Got to deal with the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs to get back. Cam I am, green eggs and ham. They just got to do a little stabilizing. So they got the better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl. CJ out of Chi-Town with a fine self defend.
Well, Tony Romo, he's a vet. Vet comes aches and pains. Only thing we can do is hope that those 300 pounds aren't going to wear his little ass out next season. As far as the Panthers go, they're a young team. They're still trying to get themselves together. Give them a chance. They do need a quarterback, just like you said, but they have heart. And someday, maybe not tomorrow, but someday, they're going to be a contender again. They will. I like the Panthers uniforms, I have to admit. They fit so well.
Outer blue.
They fit so well. All in the right places. You know what I mean, First Lady? they were desperately ready for the 20th century. And 300 pounds of Denver. They've won before.
Well, we heard the defense from CJ, First Lady, the fan.
Well, Cam I Am, Green Eggs and Ham, is ready to return to the Super Bowl next season. I mean, he probably realized that everybody from the Panthers got to be on the same page to get back to the playoffs and to get back to the Super Bowl. You know, and one thing about Cam, the fact that he complained about the referees this entire past season, getting his butt knocked down, Cam is going to be poised to be the Teflon quarterback next season. He's going to get all the calls. So when he get all the calls, you know that's going to mean he's going to be right back to his MVP year as the MVP quarterback that he was when they went to the Super Bowl. And right now the Panthers, you know, they're almost there. All they need to do is improve their offensive line and their defensive line. And the other great thing about the Panthers getting back to the Super Bowl, their schedule will not be as tough as it was the year before because they got a bad record. So it's going to be an easy schedule. So I definitely see Cam back into the Super Bowl because if he can play like Superman, heck, he can get back into the Super Bowl.
All right. We heard the defense that the Panthers had a better chance of making it back to the Super Bowl. But this is Flip It, where we flip the script and we ask the panel to defend that Denver D is Super Bowl ready and a veteran QB a la Tony Romo. They may be in their future. They had a better chance. First Lady CJ, I've been looking at this situation, you know, from a couple of different angles. I even took out a prism. Make sure I covered all the spots. And the thing that stood out for me the most is that it wasn't just that the quarterback play was weak, whiny, like a wuss. Yeah, Cam, them big old linebackers been smacking your butt. I should get a flag. You know, grow up. See, a lot of these young players, and I can include, he's still young, you know, they done got into the Hollywood of the NFL and forget that folks trying to make their money. They don't care that you got Okio yoga commercials. Them boys say, I'm trying to get paid. So you can try to style and profile. And then, because y'all made one little Super Bowl, see, y'all didn't win the Super Bowl. Y'all made it to one little Super Bowl. And then, you know, was hanging out with those, you know, them Patriot teams playing the Bears, 85, losers. Now, the Denver D, they are Super Bowl ready. They are scary ready. And whether they get Tony Romo or some other vet or keep the quarterback they got, they're going to be they in much better shape. The Panthers got issues both sides of the ball. Not just one, both sides of the ball just fell through. So they got a lot more work to do. And competition paying the price. Their little division might be heating up. But Denver, with that still Super Bowl ready defense, a mediocre offense that can get better, they got the better chance. CJ from Chicago, got any limbs, ribs, or some of the hell's chicken this morning? Defend. CJ, where you go, CJ?
Am I there? Hello?
Okay, come on, CJ. All right. This that Denver D is Super Bowl ready. They got the better chance to defend.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I do. When we're talking about it, Uncle John's is now dear, not Lim's. Uncle John's barbecue. That would be some great eating this morning.
Mm. All right,
hungry.
we got the defense.
I got the munchies over. I'm sorry, I had the munchies there for a second. This is you talk about North Carolina and Denver. You know, the thing it makes me think about is more food at Mile High.
Uh-oh, sound like we got CJ's munchies going on.
All right.
First lady, defend.
Well, I mean, when you have a great defense, you're already in contention to compete for the Super Bowl, and that's basically what we talked about. We talked about Denver. You know, last season, Denver had problems with DeMarcus Ware being injured, so he'll be coming back, and, Von Miller. I mean, they spent a lot of time in the off season after they won the Super Bowl on Dancing with the Stars. So, they just didn't come back committed. So they're ready to come back committed this year to win. And the Broncos, they just need offensive players. So they have over $40 million to spend, and they have plenty of draft picks. So, the main thing with the Broncos, it's their quarterback situation. So, yes, if they can get Tony Romo, hey, that might, that might help him. But he's an accident ready to happen. So he one accident ready to not play ever again. So I really think they need to bring guess who back. CJ, you wouldn't believe who I said they could ready to bring back. Jay Cutler. Bring Jay Cutler back to Denver and let him resurrect his career in Denver with.
That's too much for Denver. We can't put no more Cutler on nobody else, honey. Nobody.
No, but look, Jay Cutler.
She needs to get into the unemployment line. The unemployment line.
Jay Cutler is better than Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch. Now, you know me, I don't like Jay Cutler, but hey, we talking about Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch. So let's go. Bring Cutler back. Hashtag bring Jay Cutler to Denver.
Okay.
Get it for the cheap. All right, First Lady, we've heard the first part of Flip It, and please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. Us, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, take it away.
Yeah, First Lady CJ, I think the production assistants have found something interesting for us today. New Hampshire Burger King workers accused of selling pot as extra crispy fries.
Oh, my.
How do I always miss out on them deals? Police in New Hampshire said 2 Burger King workers were arrested for allegedly distributed marijuana to customers who requested extra crispy fries. Epping Police Chief Michael Waller said investigators learned customers at the Burger King drive-thru were asking employees if Nasty Boy was working, and if confirmed, they would request fries extra crispy. The customers would then receive a coffee cup filled with marijuana, which they would be charged for. Nasty Boy was identified as Garrett Norris, 20. Norris and his shift leader, Megan Dearborn, 19, were arrested after the police conducted an undercover buy using the fries extra crispy code. We obtained enough evidence through that pointed to the employee Norris was selling marijuana through the drive-thru. It was substantiated with a sting operation. We went in later that evening and arrested him and the shift manager. Dearborn said she was unaware of Norris's actions, despite being the one who took the order at the window. I didn't know what was going on, but since I took the order and gave them the food, they charged me. Basically, there was an undercover cop that one of my employees sold to, and I took the order and I got arrested. Norris was charged with possession of a controlled drug with intent to distribute, while Dearborn was charged with conspiracy to distribute a controlled drug and unlawful possession of alcohol by a minor. Gosh dang, the water is splashing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It Part 2, where we flip the script and defend the opposing view. If the Patriots lose, see, First Lady, we got a whole bunch of Super Bowl stuff. If the Patriots lose and Bill Belichick does not win another Super Bowl, is he the NFL's greatest coach? If the Patriots lose and Bill Belichick does not win another Super Bowl, is he the NFL's greatest coach? Panel, defend. His Hall of Fame credentials and numerous country records make him the greatest NFL coach. Now, I know it's a lot of people out there, there's some Patriot haters. They going Spygate, Deflategate, wish they could get Trump out gate. But it don't matter. Your records say who you are. 4 Super Bowl rings, more conference championships than anybody else, whooping ass, a damn near undefeated record. About the only thing he got left to really just pull off is actually, and even though they did not win the Super Bowl that year, they still won more games than Don Shula and the Dolphins. So there is a point where you go, he's a bad man. And if he don't win another Super Bowl, he's going to still keep winning division championships, piling on them stats, the board. And he had Tom Brady with a broken leg. They're still winning whooped ass. Suspended for a game. Well, let me get, my backup guy, I got a third string. I'm going to make him look good. He looking like good trade bait. Gotta hand it, Bill. The greatest. But CJ from Chicago. Extra sauce on those fries.
Right. You can't deny his record. You can't deny his record. I mean, from a long time back. I'm just speechless. Like you said, his stats speak for themselves. No matter what type of love life he has, that's the only bad part about him. Other than that, he's great.
I don't know, the woman I saw would look kind of cute. First Lady, defend.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, let's talk about Bill Belichick. Even if he doesn't win another Super Bowl, he's already won 13 division titles, 7 of them in a row, 23 postseason wins, the most of any NFL head coach, 6 AFC championship games, and, of course, those 4 Super Bowls. But what sets Bill Belichick apart from Chuck Knowles is Chuck went 4, and Chuck went 4 and won all 4, but Belichick Chuck won 4 Super Bowls also. But the thing about Belichick went to 6 Super Bowl games. Now, he lost those 2 to the Giants, but you remember, those are all like miraculous comebacks for the Giants. So Belichick could have easily been 6-0 in the Super Bowl. And the Patriots, I mean, they're always knocking on the Super Bowl door. So they've been in it, even if the conference finals and losing in the playoffs. Unfortunately for Chuck Knowles, he had only gone 4 seasons winning in the playoffs in his remaining 12 seasons left as he coached. So he was only 4 for 12. And that makes a big difference. Belichick he missed the playoff only 1 time in 11 seasons. So there's no question Belichick is definitely the GOAT.
All right, now we heard the defense, but you know this is flipping where we flip the script and defend the opposing view. Belichick's Hall of Fame credentials and numerous coaching records make him one of the greatest coaches of all time. But Chuck Noll won back-to-back Super Bowls twice. Back-to-back twice. Now, unless Billy Boy wins another, he's one of the greatest, but not the greatest. You know, one of the things that and it's always difficult to compare era versus era because rules change, players change, sports science. You know, now we got players now. You know, they like Michael Jackson. They sleeping in chambers at night with pure oxygen flowing and all this stuff. You know, that they weren't doing back in the days, you know, when you could harass a wide receiver down the field until the ball was thrown. So, you know, I go Bill has taken advantage of the rules and the era that he's in effectively, and he is the greatest coach of his era. But the greatest coach of all time, when in your era, you go back-to-back Super Bowls twice and win. You ain't got no losing Super Bowl, no time. You went, you won the thing. So, Bill, one of the greatest coaches of all time. But Chuck Noll might edge you by a double win. CJ from Chicago. Side coleslaw with them ribs. Please defend.
Defend Chuck Noll, as you said, yes. It's a different era. I agree. And I guess I'm trying to put it into words, whereas Knowles, although he has, you know, the same type of demeanor to me as far as trying to get wins going, like you said, he won 2 of the Super Bowls in a row, but that's 2 games. Everybody has a chance, 50-50 chance of winning a game. He won out on those. But I think as a player or as a coach, the best one is Belichick. I haven't seen anybody do as much with different types of people and motivating them to win, I guess, as him. In my opinion, I guess, when I think about it, if, like you said, if the Bears had him, it'd been a different story, I believe, in our win-loss column.
All right.
But that's all I can say.
All right, well, all right. First Lady, who always gets the last word. Chuck Noll won back-to-back Super Bowls twice. Unless Billy Boy wins another, he's one of the greatest, but not the greatest.
Well, Spitface, like you said, Chuck Noll did win back-to-back Super Bowls twice. And Bill Belichick has only done it one time. But that's not even what sets Chuck Noll apart from Belichick. It's not about what's on the winning. It's about Belichick being known as a cheater. That's right, you heard me, I said it. How can we forget the videotaping incident? You remember that?
Oh, forgot all about it.
That's right. Belichick cheated.
Yes,
and then we forgot about Tom Brady and Deflategate. So I'm sorry, I just cannot put Belichick ahead of Chuck Noll. It's just a cloud over his coaching career. And he's been known as a cheater. So I'm sorry. Belichick is not the GOAT. It would be Chuck Noll. Just on that fact.
Principle. Thanks, First Lady, for wringing those cobwebs out. That's right, he was a cheat.
All right. All right, you've heard Flip It for this week, but we're going to flip it on. First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Sir Preme on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
That's
Y'all are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports with the First Lady of Sports Talk. We got CJ out of Chicago. I'm getting the real sauce off my face. The Shimmy Shake girls just brought me a napkin. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from Sir Preme with his album Sir Preme Being. All right, DJ. Sir Preme is talking about pain. DJ, let's hear it.
Remember they said we wasn't gonna be shit, so sitting here like I can't believe this now. I ain't got no time for my last girl. Said I lost my job, she hit the gas, yo. Shacking up here with my mama. She don't want me here too much drama. Roll another one, I need a shot in it. Take the pain away, make it numb to me. Take another shot for tomorrow. Roll another J for the day. Yeah, I'ma keep smoking till my eyes close. Hope to God I see another day. Yeah, roll up, pull up. I need another shot to the head. Roll up, pull up. I need another hit of Mary Jane. Pain is pleasure, I've made mistakes, I'll never forget them. They made me this way, cause my heart is so cold. And you want me to change, but it ain't me, and it can't be, no. I'll never hit rock bottom. You say that you need it, then I got it. You're not trying to help, that's a problem. Fall way hard till the top, I said take another shot for tomorrow. Roll another J for the day. Yeah, I'ma keep smoking till my eyes close. Pray to God I see another day. Oh, roll up. I need another shot to the head. Roll up. I need another hit of Mary Jane. You can never feel my shoes, cause you're not like me, and I'm not like you. I put it on the line and I mean that. I'm chasing my dream and I'm a cat daddy, yeah. You can never live the way I live, and do none of the things that I did. Roll up. I don't need no side city, yeah. Roll up. I don't need to hit the Mary Jane. No. Yeah. Roll up. I don't need to hit the Mary Jane. Roll up. I don't need another shot to say no.
All right, Sir Preme with Pain. All right, let's go to the panel. Spitface, what did you think of the song?
I'm with my man. I can go for a shorty and a little doobie brother and a little, and maybe a tequila sunrise but see, I ain't in the pain. I ain't got no pain. I just want to party.
Okay.
But I give it to Supreme. Any excuse to roll up one and sit back and have a little and hang out with the cutie, I'm going forward. I'm shouting it out, brother.
All right. CJ, what did you think of pain?
It was a little muted for me. I don't know what THC he was on, but that was for the Parkinson's disease people to just cool you right on out. That wasn't no happy. That was definitely to get rid of some pain, because I was about to fall asleep.
You were falling asleep, so you're not feeling that one, huh?
No, that one didn't help. That didn't help.
Oh, okay. You need to hit the mute on it.
That was a mute.
All right, hit the mute. Well, no, I felt it. I'm not into pain either, but I kind of like it. I like reggae music, so I'm going to shout it out, Mr. Supreme. I just give him. He stayed in his lane. He knew what he was doing, and I just like reggae music, so that's why I'm going to shout it out.
Yeah, I like reggae, but he didn't even have a 1-2 skank.
All right, well, that's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard from Supreme, check him out at IamSurpreme.com, and I'll spell it for you. That's IamSurpreme.com. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to Panties@oldgrumpy.com. It's time for the final picks for the NFL season. This is it. Will I regain my crown? Well, they will. I'm gonna have to have a great comeback, because Dizzy Mac last week he ended up with 6,575,000 points. I had 1,075,000 points. And Chase just came in at a negative 1,975,000 points. Ouch. So this is where we are. I'm at 11. Well, actually, Dizzy Mac is leading the pack at 17,600,000 points. I'm in second with 11,800,000 points. And Chase is coming up in the rear at 3,800,000 points. But guess what? It's anybody's game, because the producers have made it very interesting with these points and the totals. So let's get to our new picks. The combined score of the Super Bowl will be over 55 points. That's 2,550,000 for the correct answer, minus 2,500,000 for the incorrect answer. So, Spitface, you filling in for Chase. What is he going to say? Is it going to be over 55 or no?
No.
Okay. I'm on the fence with this one. A part of me wants to say yes, and a part of me wants to say no. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say yes. We'll get Dizzy Mac's results, but I haven't heard from Dizzy Mac. So anyway, CJ, what do you want? Hey, you can win, CJ. You can play 1 week and win this contest. What do you want, CJ?
Hi. It's going to be over 50.
You say yes, it will be over 50. All right, over 55. Okay, let's move on to the second question. The second question. Okay. Falcons will outrush the Patriots. 2,550,000 for the correct answer, minus 2,500,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say yes. The Falcons will outrush the Patriots. What's Chase's answer? Spitface?
No.
No. CJ, who do you have?
Let's see, between the Patriots for rushing, I'm going to say no.
You're going to say no, so you're going with the Patriots. Falcons will not outrush the Patriots. Okay. There will be no missed field goals. 2,525,000 for the correct answer, minus 2,525,000 for the incorrect answer. I say yes. What does Chase say, Spitface?
There will be a missed field goal.
So he says no. CJ?
There will be a missed field goal.
So you say no. You said there will be a missed field goal.
Yes, there will be one, at least one.
I said no, there will not be. We'll get Dizzy Mac's picks next week. We'll have it. Patriots will have more passing yards than the Falcons. 3 million for the correct answer, minus 3 million for the incorrect answer. CJ, you go first.
The Falcons.
The Patriots will. Go ahead. What?
Falcons.
Oh, you're taking it. So you're saying the Patriots will not have more passing yards than the Falcons.
They will not have more. No.
Okay. You say no. Well, I agree with you, CJ. I say no also. And what's Chase's answer?
Yes.
Okay. The Falcons defense will have more sacks than the Patriots defense. This is a tough one. I'm going to say yes. CJ, what is your answer?
I'm going with you too, First Lady. They will. They're going to get them. If they don't choke, it's all them.
Okay. Chase?
No.
Okay, Chase going with the with the Patriots. Okay, option number one. All right. CJ, are you going to take option number one? There will be at least one missed extra point attempt. 4 million for the correct answer, minus 5 million for the second answer. Are you taking the option?
Taking the option that there'll be one missed point. They're not going to get a missed point. An extra point?
Yeah. When they kick the extra point, there will be at least one. Yes or no?
One. No. I don't believe so.
You say no. Okay. I say no. What's Chase's answer, Spitface?
Chase is taking the option no.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. Option number 2. This is where Dizzy Mac has been winning. There will be no fumbles except the team regains the ball. 4 million for the correct answer, minus 5,500,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to roll again with what I said before. I'm going to continue to say, yes, there will be no fumbles.
No.
What does Chase say? What does Chase say?
Yes, there will be a fumble.
So he says no. CJ, what do you say?
I'm saying there's going to be a fumble.
So you're going to say no also. All right. I know Dizzy Mac been rolling with that no. Yeah, he's been winning it, but he's going to go one too many. All right, option number 3. A defensive player will be the MVP. 5 million for the correct answer, minus 6 million for the incorrect answer. I say no. CJ, what do you say?
I'm with you, First Lady. No. I have to admit, no.
Okay, and Chase answer?
Yes.
Really? Can you name a defensive player on either side?
Yes.
Stop. Let me stop. Okay. Option number 4. I thought that was a no-brainer one there. But anyway, let's move along. Option number 4. Tom Terrific will throw more interceptions than Matty Ice. 6 million for the correct answer, minus 7 million for the incorrect answer. What does Chase say?
Yes.
CJ, what do you have?
I've got no.
Okay. Oh, you think Matty Ice is going to throw more interceptions than Tom Terrific? Okay. I think it's going to be Tom Terrific throwing the interception. So I say yes. And we'll see what Dizzy Mac says. All right. Well, this will be it. We'll see how we do. All right. It's time for our outrageous predictions for the week. CJ, what's your outrageous predictions for the week?
Oh.
So
I don't know. An outrageous prediction?
Outrageous prediction, yes.
An outrageous prediction for something to happen during this week in sports?
It does not have to be this week. It's just it's just the outrageous prediction that you're giving this week. So it doesn't have to be for this upcoming week.
Oh. Outrageous prediction for period would be Serena Williams will lose.
What?
I don't know. Let's see.
My outrageous prediction for this week is Donald Trump will attend the Super Bowl so that he can get more attention than Tom Brady.
If you bring
well, that would be outrageous because Mike Pence is already attending. Okay, so anyway,
he gonna definitely attend now. He ain't gonna let Mike Pence show upstage him, so we know he gonna be there.
My outrageous prediction is Serena Williams will not win the next Grand Slam. She's going to be eliminated very early in the competition. That's my outrageous prediction. And speaking of Serena Williams, we have a quote from Serena Williams, who is the winner of 23 Grand Slam titles. And Serena said, quote, "The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. We should raise each other up. Make sure you're very courageous, be strong, be extremely kind, and above all, be humble," end quote. That's my girl, Serena Williams. All right. Please enjoy the poetic performance at the end of the show. And this has been Cheryl Smith with Spitface and Miss CJ, and you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.
Pirate Island remixes. Life is deep, deeper for some than others. Others blood on water. Tread with your head, paddle with your heart. Life is deep, deeper for some than others. Others blood on water. Tread with your head, paddle with your heart. Overcrowded metro slave ships drift across asphalt oceans along the currents of modern-day middle passageways. You gotta be crazy if you think we ain't still slaves. Around here, air be so thick we swim through the molecules and hemp walk type stroke motions and whirlpools stirring hip swings. We all fish, we all sinners. Got fins but no wings, among other things we don't have. Got beauty, but don't know it. Got so much to offer, but don't show it. We're paying our black power bills, so our rights are off. But our shine is on. Cars, trucks, Suburbans, really submarines propelled by blades of chrome, stirring up bubbles of envy as they roam through ghetto abysses. This is the deepest part of society. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Atlantis. Life is deep, deeper for some than others. Others blood on water. Tread with your head, paddle with your heart. Life is deep, deeper for some than others. Others blood on water. Tread with your head, paddle with your heart. Below sea level, sea hags and she-devils sell soul like seashells, hoping to come up, live, float well. Shallow be their thinking, but ironically they keep social thinking. Hustlers who got more arms than occupy street corners, slanging, pimping, dealing diversified dirt till it hurts hood life. Survival of the fittest, good life. Homes, crib, hut, vibrate with motherly hums and hymnals. Mamas crocheting layers of prayers to cover their little killers, killing little criminals. Do what you do to the fullest, because you're tripping. Men down here, Tribal votes don't determine your chances. Welcome to Atlantic life. Deeper for some than others, blood or water. Tread with your head, battle with your heart. Life is deep, deeper for some than others, blood or water. Tread with your head, battle with your heart.